In the first play, Anonimo has us beginning in porta di fer stretta. He says, place your left hand on your hip, your opponent is likewise. Here he says, press your opponent, driving your front foot forward with your rear foot. That specifically means, in the case of all the Bolognese masters, I bring up my back foot and I then press and push my front foot forward. These should be small steps. In fact, Anonimo says here, do not stand in too wide of a stance so that you can retreat or advance as needed. So not a wide stance. That's a universal rule whenever pressing. These should be small steps. He doesn't mean it just here, he means forever. He says also, not here, but elsewhere in his plays, that when you press people in this guard, or really any guard, you are to take your point out of the face. Move it a little to your left side as you press somebody. Otherwise, it defeats the whole purpose. The whole purpose is I press people so they will attack me. So when they do, I have an advantage of tempo. That is the whole point of pressing. There's not a case ever in any Bolognese play where you press someone in order to attack them. It's pressing people to get them to attack you. So I press to get him to attack. Now, in the case that he does not, what should I do here? Attack him directly? No. That is the exact wrong thing to do. For the same reason that I wouldn't have done it out here, much less would have done it in here. What's changed here? I haven't gained anything. So, press people to be patient, trying to get them to attack you. If they don't, what do you do? Well, here's one solution. In fact, Anonimo is the one to give you these solutions, not Mancellino, not Marozzo, not dall'agocchie. He doesn't press at all unaccompanied. In the guard, press, press, he doesn't move. Here, throw that. Now, here, you saw what happened. Why would somebody allow me to encroach upon them, set their sword aside, and hit them in the face? Why would he let me do that when he can get back? He's got this tempo to do so. He will not allow himself to be hit there. I would never expect him to permit that. So this is Anonimo's first play. It's important to understand the structure of it and his intention. If you change the intention, if you don't understand the intention, and you alter it, you change the play, you actually can destroy the play and do something that they did not intend, and that is not the lesson. So what's important about this? First of all, the guard, porta fer stretta. Anonimo tells you to put your left hand on your hip, not floating around. He also wants, in porta fer stretta, he wants the back knee to have a bend in it. He says so. And his hand should be down by the knee, above the knee. Now, he says press your opponent, driving your front foot forward with your rear foot. Bring your back foot up first, always first, and then your front foot. It is never the other way around. You'll always move your back foot first, and then your front foot, pressing your opponent to try to get them to attack you. This is what you want. Is you have to be very clear about that. When I do this action, it's for one reason. I want them to come at me so I have a very quick tempo in which to respond. It's very effective, and all the Bolognese masters do that. So, Anonimo also states that you should not be too wide. He says when you do this, here's where he mentions this. You should not be in too wide of a stance. This is not our stance, and we're not going in these kinds of motions, because he says you've got to be able to move forward or backward as you need to, whatever you need to do when you need to do it. So do not be in too wide of a stance. Make these steps short with the intention of getting them to attack you. That being the case, we also take our point slightly off of the face, which is also something that Anonimo said to do at one point in one of his plays when pressing. Take your point away. Press, press. You're trying to get the attack. If it does not come, what do we do? Attack the person? What does dall'agocchie say to do if you press somebody and they don't attack you? Provoke them. This is what Anonimo does. He says, shoot your false edge over the top of theirs and push it to the side and throw a half mandrito to the arm or face, passing this foot forward into Cingar porta fer stretta, making your right foot follow your left. He says your right foot must follow your left, so bring it. This is important. We don't want to be in too wide of a position right there. So you've pressed, they haven't attacked you, provoke them. I'm not trying to wound. How could I? No matter how fast I go here, it doesn't matter. I can't hit him no matter how fast I go. No matter how fast anyone can go, I have to move in step and make this half mandrito. All he's got to do is draw his foot back. Whether I go for his face or whether I go for his hand, each of them I throw for, it doesn't matter. But in any case, I can't hit him. And this should feel like you're trying to, but with the understanding that you will not be able to hit them. The idea is, I know I'm going to be provoking him. Don't step first when you do this without stepping. Do this and then step over here. Now, Anonimo says, if he throws any blow, make a reversal by mezza volta. So turn your hand and hit him in the hand. He says, wound the hand. He says, you can wound the hand. Now, it's the kind of reversal that I only turn my hand. He says, a reversal by mezza volta. So that means I don't lift my, if I lift my arm up to make a reversal, I'll never make it. So keeping your hand where it is, make the mezza volta, the half turn. Shoot your false edge, over, pushing it aside, lift slightly and throw for the face or arm. Here, bring your foot in, mezza volta, hit that. You're done. If that's what you've done, if they're trying in any way to really hit you, that is so easy to do. You almost can't avoid it. You make the motion into Codalunga stretta with your non-dominant foot forward. Here's your ending position. Now, that's if they attack you. If they do not attack you, well, then we have a lot more work to do. So this is to be understood, though. I'm trying to get him to attack me. He won't. Okay. How about now? And he does. I win by wounding the hand into this guard. If I press my opponent and he hasn't attacked me, so I make this provocation to see if I can get him to attack me, and he doesn't. When I realize that, I throw that same half reverso into that same position. And he says, make a semblance, a show of a small thrust to his right side so that he defends. So as soon as you've realized that he still won't attack you, even after you've gone here, go here, throw that, and mezza volta. Turn your hand over and smash. He says, flatten his sword down and thrust in his flank or chest. Here. If he defends himself, and he can with his true edge, if he does, he says, send your left foot forward at a big step, grabbing his sword with your left hand, make a presa, and strike him with a reverso fendente, making sure your right foot goes around behind your left. Okay, from the other side. He won't attack you. Try again. He still won't. Turn, thrust, mezza volta. Thrust. Here, you can move your right foot forward if you need to. He says that specifically on occasion. If you need to step your right foot forward to make your thrust better, do so. Here's a case where I will do so. So I pressed, no go here, turn, thrust, smash, thrust. That can work. It's pretty powerful. So slowing that part down, after you've pressed, push this over, thrown here as a provocation. Okay, I tried all that. He won't attack me. What do I do again? Now, I provoke again. This thing that I do, I go here, here. That's a provocation. He didn't say, throw this and try to hit him. Why would he tell me to do that? After how careful he's made sure that I've been, I provoke. That's what all of this is. This is provoking him to come at me. Oh, he won't do it. This is provoking me. He still won't do it. Here again. Provoke again. Do that, smash here, and thrust. Step forward if you need to. If he defends, forward in a big way, grab that, striking making sure your right foot goes around behind your left. He does say to make a presa on the sword. He says, grab the sword with your left hand and strike a reverso fendente. If that's not working out well, if you naturally go more toward the arm, that's not terrible. That's not a wrong thing. Okay, so just to say, it's okay. If, when here, provoke, thrust, smash, thrust, and then arm, that's okay. Last look, slow motion. From the top. Anonymous first play, second option. You've pressed in porte faire stretta. He hasn't attacked you. Shoot this over the top, throw it to face or hand into Qinghao porte faire stretta. You must make your right foot follow your left. If he does not attack, make the same half reverso into Codalunga stretta and throw a thrust. He says, make the semblance of a small thrust to his right side. So once I had thrown here, do that. But I don't want to get caught right there. So it's easy for me to, after I do this, to make this small thrust and pull it a bit back. He says, make a mezza volta, driving down his sword as I step over here, thrust to the flank. If that's deflected, big step, presa, reverso fendente, here we are.